Hello everyone, Randall Tausig, Blue Corps Leadership, and welcome to another leadership lesson from the cockpit. And today, we're going to talk about the dangers of being underpowered. It's pretty clear when you're in an aircraft, if you're underpowered, it's a problem. You may not be able to take off, and if you can, you may not make it to your destination. But in business, it's not as obvious. But if you're underpowered, your structure isn't right, supporting your vision, you may never reach your full potential. We're going to talk about that in the cockpit. See you soon.
Welcome back to the cockpit, and we're going to talk about this concept of whether your organization is underpowered. Certainly in the cockpit, it's pretty obvious about power, and I've got an embarrassing story. When I first got my pilot's license, very early on as a pilot, I took some friends from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to the Bahamas in a Cessna 172, and I was kind of stupid because at the end of the day, the airplane was overweight with fuel and baggage and people, and we're rolling down the runway, a pretty long runway. But there was a point there where I was worried whether the airplane would actually take off. It was a very scary moment. I certainly learned a lot from that. And clearly, we were underpowered for the weight and the distance that we had. But we did get up, finally built some momentum, got to the Bahamas, and had a great time. But boy, was that a learning experience. I would suggest that your business is underpowered in a similar way. It can be underpowered both from a structure standpoint and a people standpoint. When you structure your business for a specific vision, and if you're not realistic about the structure in terms of the functions and the responsibilities that are inside those functions to support that vision, then you're underpowered. You're never going to get where you want to get. That would be like me thinking that my Cirrus, I'm going to take a flight from, let's say, Florida or Virginia to Sydney, Australia, where my daughter lives, without stopping for fuel. That's an unrealistic vision for the structure that I have to support that vision. You may have the right structure, but then you might not have all the right people in the right seat. If you have the right person in the wrong seat, then you're putting drag on the organization. It's just not going to get there as fast as you'd like. It may never get there. And worse, if you've got the wrong person in the organization, it's like tainting fuel. If we had tainted fuel here, eventually our engine would stop and we would never get there. It'd be a very dangerous situation. And we may have the right structure in place and may be managing the right people in the right seats, but we also have to remember it's important to continue to focus on delegating and elevating so we can provide maximum value to the organization. So I think it's obvious in an airplane how if it's underpowered, it's going to be a problem. But hopefully you see that in your business, that's also a problem. If you are underpowered, then you're going to be disappointed because you will never have a chance of reaching your vision. So a few takeaways here. First of all, we must have the right structure that's going to support that vision, the right structure that matches the vision that you've got. Otherwise, we've got that classic case of vision without traction is hallucination. The next thing is we need to make sure we've got all the right people on the right seats. So we've got maximum power pushing along that journey, getting there as quickly as possible and maintaining momentum. And the last thing we talk about is the importance of delegating and elevating, putting people in positions so they're providing maximum value. The quality of the work you do gets you supporting that vision, and it all comes together. So as always, I appreciate you joining me here in the cockpit, and always love to get your feedback, your experiences, and I look forward to seeing you here again in the cockpit for another leadership lesson from the cockpit soon. See you later.
07 Charlie Delta, left turn near discretion, Alpha to the ramp, my frequency. Have a great night.
Okay, left turn here, Alpha to the ramp will stay with you. You have a good night as well, thanks.